Come back now, dear.
Fred earns himself the reputation of being a Scrooge on Sanford and Son tonight at 7.
Hi, Dick, I come in.
Yeah, just a second. Come on in, make yourself comfortable.
I thought I'd better identify myself first so you wouldn't think it was your husband. I didn't want you to get your hopes up.
No. Why don't you sit down? I'm not expecting him anymore. It's too late. When you spoke to him earlier, how did he sound?
Oh, miserable, of course. I'm sure he'd a lot rather be here with you than at that creepy hospital. Honey, don't you think it's time that the two of you stop playing this masquerade? It's been going on too long.
Far too long. Listen, that's exactly what I wanted to talk to him about before they canceled his leave. I was going to insist that we both go home.
I hope you mean together.
I don't know.
Oh, Lord. What a situation you kids are in. I've never heard of anything like it. And your husband still thinks he can get Matt Sharkey to fess up about being the father of that baby.
Well, maybe he does, but I don't. I'm even more convinced of that after tonight.
How do you mean?
The reason I didn't answer the phone when Draper called was because Mr. Sharkey wouldn't let me.
He was here.
He certainly was, and I asked him point blank whether or not he was the father of Emily Michael's baby. And he denied it completely.
Well, naturally he would.
I don't know, Sid. He made it sound very convincing. He turned the tables on me. He asked me, he said, how in the world could they possibly have had an affair in a place as public as Monticello General? Well, it's the same question I've asked myself dozens of times. She asked it too.
Who?
Nancy Carr. You know, she's the original reason I'm here.
This will only take a few minutes, Mrs. Carr.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Bowl 3 Detergent Plus Fabric Softener. Clean softens, control static, Bowl 3. And by Puritan Oil for great tasting food and more.
Beautiful.
Here's a little housewarming gift.
Oh, I'll get the glasses.
Use these.
Oh.
Puritan oil.
Puritan's part of our diet to fight cholesterol.
And it makes food taste great.
I always use corn oil. Puritan has more polyunsaturates than corn oil. It also looks lighter. It tastes lighter.
You have excellent taste in gifts.
Puritan, a delicious part of your diet to fight cholesterol.
Start out his day in a special way. Be there at 3 on the dot. Put in new ribbons when you braid her hair. Little things mean a lot.
The little things I do for my family really do mean a lot. So I care about everything that touches our lives, like white cloud.
White cloud?
Uh-huh. I can't buy a softer bathroom tissue.
So?
Well, white cloud's more than soft. It's made of 2 full, fluffy plies. And you know 2 are more than
1.
And watch this. See?
Wow.
White cloud's the most absorbent. Softness, fullness, and absorbency. They're all little things that add up to white cloud quality for this family.
Mom.
White cloud, because little things mean a lot.
Yes, she is the same woman you read about in the newspapers, Nancy Carr. One of the most wonderful people you'd ever want to meet. Oh, very genuine. Can't tell you how much she means to me and all the people who know her. Boy, if you ever needed advice, she's the first person you think of.
Well, people always ask me for advice, too. Usually people who want to borrow money. Did they ever find out where she got to?
No, never. It's very sad. I must think about her once an hour.
Did she have a family?
Husband, yes. Very dear friend of ours. Used to be Draper's law partner before he became district attorney of Monticello.
Well, what did she do that got you here to East Meadows?
Now, that is the trouble. I don't know exactly what it was she did do, but she was trying to help me. She offered to try to find out whether or not Emily Michaels was lying.
Well, then she was doing what you're doing now.
More or less, but she never quite got this far. I know that she found out where Matt Sharkey was working, but she had this assignment in San Francisco which kept her from continuing the search.
I remember reading about that it was in San Francisco where she disappeared. I just assumed she was dead. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I guess you don't want to talk about that.
No. As a matter of fact, I think about it all the time. And I feel somewhat responsible. I don't know why or how, but she's the reason I'm on this wild goose chase. I felt that if I retraced her steps, I would find out what she did her last day in Monticello.
I see.
And I found nothing. Absolutely nothing. I've spent all this time away from my home and my baby for nothing.
Well, I don't think things happen for no reason. So maybe something good will come out of this yet.
Well, one good thing has happened. I met this person, rather terrific woman by the name of Sydney.
It seems to me there's another pretty terrific person in this town, and I'm talking about your husband.
Yeah. And Draper has put himself in terrible danger by what he's doing.
Yeah, and if they ever find out what he's doing, there's no telling what's going to happen. They could have him arrested. Well, there'd be a lot of bad publicity, a lawyer breaking the law like
I've told him all about that.
And who knows what this Matt Sharkey might do if he gets it into his head to hurt somebody.
Come on, Sid. Don't you think I've had enough nightmares worrying about that?
Honey, I'm sorry. I don't mean to make it sound so bad. What I meant was, well, Draper is really putting himself on the line for you. He must love you very much to do that.
I never doubted his love.
And you love him too, right?
More than anything in the world.
Well, then, why aren't the two of you together, for Pete's sake? And don't tell me again about Emily Michaels, who lives downstairs. If she's that much of a problem, call the cops.
Sid, Emily is not the only problem. It's Draper.
Well, you just said that he loves you.
It's got nothing to do with his love. He can't cope with the situation. Look, I'm not saying it's because he's weak, because I have wondered whether I'm the one. I'm the one who's being weak, and he's the one who's being strong because he feels this tremendous responsibility to Emily.
Well, that's nice of him, sure,
but... It isn't nice of him. Sid, he cannot disengage himself from that woman. Don't you understand what that means? If he can't do it now, he's never going to be able to do it. So where are we then? We got this woman who's an albatross hanging around our necks for the rest of our lives with a little baby albatross.
Well, I see the problem, all right, but just the same, you've got to get him out of the Rexford Clinic. You don't need still more problems.
I know. You don't really think he's in danger, do you? I mean, do you think those people up there could get violent?
No. Oh, honey, don't worry about it. No matter what that place is, it's still a hospital.
5 more minutes. You're a lucky woman, you know. How many people have such a peaceful death? No pain, no suffering, and all your problems are over. And ours, too. Just a few more beats, Mrs. Carr.
What are you doing here?
Kenneth.
I said, what are you doing?
You're supposed to be in Springfield.
Well, I was. I was lying in my hotel room thinking about what a mess we've made of things.
No, it wasn't our fault, Kenneth.
That's an idea you'd like to hold on to, isn't it? Pity it's only a delusion.
Why did you come back?
Because I had a sudden, terrible thought. I was suddenly afraid of what might happen here while I was away. The way you and that animal Sharky have been took. Hasn't she regained consciousness?
Yes, for a little while, but the barbiturates are still in her system.
I can hardly find her pulse. Featherstone had a stronger pulse than this after his stroke. Oh, my God, Beth, this woman is... empty. It's empty,
You
Beth!
authorized sedation, Kenneth.
And you gave her more. You deliberately overdosed her. You murdered her just as I thought you would. Tell me the truth, damn it, tell me!
Yes, I did. But I did it for us. It was the only way.
Oh, you monstrous... Oh, get me a caffeine solution. A strong one. I need it now, Beth, now. Mrs. Carr, Mrs. Carr.
Getting used to the Reach toothbrush might be tough. But in the fight against cavities, think of it as an unconventional weapon. The compact head is designed to clean each tooth. Bi-level bristles get between teeth and gums. The angle, like a dental instrument, reaches back teeth. Reach might be a little tough at first, but why not be armed to the teeth? Reach from Johnson & Johnson, the unconventional weapon in the fight against cavities.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl with a red bottom, which made her very unhappy. One day, a handsome prince came to her rescue. "I have a magic powder," he said. "It's Johnson's baby cornstarch. It's so absorbent, it helps soothe and prevent chafing and irritation." And her daddy was right. Her bottom felt better, her tears dried up, and they lived happily ever after with Johnson's baby cornstarch, the powder that works like magic, from Johnson & Johnson.
All right, Gavin, how long is it going to take you to make up your mind?
How much time have I got?
Well, I don't want to take days or weeks in this thing. I've already wasted 2 months in a false start. I want to get this dance company started by summer, but I can't do that without a choreographer.
Excuse me, Mr. Whitney. I just remembered. That man from New York, Mr. Parry, he called this afternoon while you were out, and he said he would call back first thing in the morning.
Oh, did you hear that, Gavin? You do know who Winslow Perry is, don't you?
Yeah, I know who he is. He was choreographing when I was in diapers.
He's a thorough professional, and he wants this job. Now, when he calls tomorrow, I'm going to give it to him. Unless you give me an alternative.
Well, he couldn't do much better. Maybe it's just what you should do.
There is one thing that makes you more desirable than Perry.
Your fondness for me.
No. Jody's fondness for you.
What makes you think it's so great?
Oh, come on, Gavin, don't be coy. You know that she adores you. She thinks that you are the one who's responsible for her talent. Now, you and I know that that's not exactly true. There is something innate in any great dancer, even though Jody isn't great yet.
Then why did you hire her for your principal?
Because I believe that she can become great with the proper help, and I think that you're the proper man to do that. I know that Jody would be overjoyed to have you guide her career. Well, you still do care about her, don't you?
That's right. I do care about Jody. That's why I think she was nuts to accept your offer.
You think she needs protection from me?
From you and everything about you.
All right, then. Protect her. Keep her out of harm. Keep an eye on her.
Well, what happens if she doesn't behave herself? What happens if you don't like the way both of us behave ourselves? Is there going to be another Halloween? A trick-or-treat?
Look, you don't have to worry about me, Mr. Wiley. I just do what Mr. Whitney wants me to do.
And we both know what he wanted back in New York.
New York's over and forgotten as far as I'm concerned. Now, come on, let bygones be bygones, huh?
You really want to do this, huh?
You're just the man for the Whitney Dance Company, Gavin. I think you're a fine choreographer.
Do I get to pick my own dancers?
Sure. Well, you can even hire the dancers that we had chosen before. I won't interfere.
Oh, well, half of them have already taken other jobs.
Then you'll find others.
And you are certain that you want Jody to be the star of this company?
If she can't hack it, she can't. But I'm willing to try. I think that we can be very, very special if we succeed. There's no reason why the two of us have to remain enemies, is there?
There's no reasons we have to be friends either.
Gavin, there only was one issue that stood between us. And now Martina's out of both of our lives.
Now, hold it, Sky. There's one thing that must be understood. If I take this job, there'll be one important condition.
Oh, and what's that?
We will never discuss Martina again.
Fine with me. I agree to your condition. So, do we have a deal?
All right. It's a deal.
I thought I'd never be thirsty again.
You gotta find it, Grandma.
I did. Mommy's favorite birthday dress.
Perfect for you. It's dirty.
Needs a good old-fashioned cleaning.
Feels rough, too.
We'll use Bold 3, detergent plus fabric softener, all in one.
How can a detergent with a newfangled fabric softener give an old-fashioned clean and soften, too?
Bold 3 can. Watch.
We took the softening and static control of a full-strength fabric softener and concentrated it into a powder. Then we combined it with Bold 3's powerful powder detergent.
Now, I call that an old-fashioned clean.
So soft, too.
Such softness from a box of detergent.
Look, no static cling here.
Bold 3 for an old-fashioned clean and a newfangled fabric softener in one.
Mom, he took my brownie. Ricky, can't put it back together.
You can, if it's moist.
It's magic.
Duncan Hines does it with the liquid flavor packets.
Duncan Hines brownies. Our magic is our moistness.
Greasy dirt can be a problem all over the kitchen. How do you clean it?
Ammonia. Ammonia.
What if I told you Top Job in water cleans greasy dirt, straight ammonia can't?
I disagree. You'd have to show me.
Ammonia's good for some jobs, but not greasy dirt.
Top Job did it. It did. Took it out better than ammonia.
That's incredible. I'm really impressed. Top Job is definitely the product I'm going to use for greasy dirt.
Let Top Job cut clean through greasy dirt around your kitchen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, did I wake you up?
Oh, no, not at all. I just got a little bit hungry. I thought I would make a midnight raid on the refrigerator. What's your excuse?
I was thirsty. It surprises me, considering the amount of water I drank the other night. Shall I get you something?
No, that's all right. You stay there. As a matter of fact, I don't think I'll eat anything. I'll just fix myself Nicole's favorite, what she used to call a nice sleepy cup of hot chocolate.
What a shame she isn't here to share it with you. Your wife must be a marvel.
Why do you say that?
Well, I don't know. I've never met her, but I feel her presence in this room, just as if she was in another room.
That's the way I feel all the time. I feel like she's in the house, just in the next room. Unfortunately, the reality is she's over 1,000 miles away.
Oh, it won't be too long before she's back.
No, not very long.
You know, Miles, don't worry. I won't be in your way.
Oh, look, there's no rush about this. I mean, it's going to be another couple of weeks at least until they release Nicole from that sun-drenched detention center down in Key West. Even if she were up here, she would be happy to have you stay.
No, thank you very much, but I want to leave as soon as I can.
Martine, you are welcome here. I want you to believe that, all right?
Yes, I believe you. Thank you very much. So, this is my detention center.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it that.
You saved me from the psychiatrist's ward. It means I've been sort of paroled into your custody.
Well, I guess you could say that, yeah.
You know, I would like to tell you that I really appreciate what you've done. It's wonderful. And I can never repay your kindness. But You know so little about me.
I know you've been a wonderful friend to Jody. That's enough for me.
Miles, do you know that I am a thief? And that I'm married to a thief?
Yes, I know those things.
Do you know that I'm a liar, too? And I had to tell one lie after another to conceal my past from the people I cared about the most in my life. And those lies have cost me everything.
Martine, let me ask you a question. Why don't you seek legal help? I mean, right now, to divorce the man you're married to.
But that's impossible. I don't know where Collier is.
Oh, I think there are ways around that.
Maybe.
Don't you want to be free of him?
But I am free of him, I suppose. I probably will never see him again.
Do you want to see him? Well, then let me ask you a tougher question. Now, you don't have to answer this. You still in love with the man?
I was once. You know, I would never have done what I did if I wasn't in love with him. But I was in love with Gavin, too. You see, Miles, what kind of person am I? I am able to love two men in the same time. And live with someone like Skylar Whitney. What kind of a monster I am.
You're a human being, Martine. Just like the rest of us.
Mrs. Carr, please, please. Oh, it's too late. I can't bring her out of it.
Kenneth, think of what's best for all of us.
Her death solves nothing. It only complicates the mess we're already in. So help me God, Beth, I'll never forgive you for this.
I had no choice. I had to do it.
No, I know your arguments. I know them all, backwards, forwards, and upside down.
No, you don't. You don't know what happened here after you left.
What are you talking about?
Featherstone regained consciousness for a few minutes, but long enough to tell Richie Johnson about her.
Oh, my God. The game's really over. It's all finished.
He showed him a picture of her in a news magazine before he died.
Died?
Yes. Featherstone is dead.
Well, then. Now we have two deaths.
I had to do it, Kenneth. Richie didn't understand, but he might later. But if she's no longer here, if she is gone...
Now she is gone.
Why are you so unhappy, Kenneth? Is it because you value human life so much? Or because you value her life? Because you fell in love with her?
Call it clean. Call it condition. Call it shiny. Call it condition. Call it silky. Get into condition. Condition shampoo can do it for you. Call it thick. Call it condition. Call it sexy. Get into condition. Condition shampoo can do it for you.
Get into condition. Is there a better way to care for furniture than with spray waxes? You bet there is. On this side of this wax table, Endust. If you thought Endust was just for dusting, watch this. I'll spray this side with Endust, and I'll use spray wax on this side. Just look how much more dirt Endust picked up. And it cleans without smeary wax buildup because there's no wax in it. Endust is the winner. It cleans better without wax buildup.
The opening of Archie's Place is anything but grand on All in the Family tonight at 7:30. And then at 8, Channel 48 presents WW and the Dixie Dance King, starring Burt Reynolds and Art Carney.
She's alive. caffeine solution worked. We're not past the crisis yet. Oh, God, I miss Featherstone. He would have known what to do.
I'm sure you're doing the right thing, Kenneth.
Mrs. Carr. Mrs. Carr, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Try to open your eyes. You've got to help us bring you back. Wait, she wants water. Get us some water, damn it. Mrs. Carr. Nancy. Careful, you fool. Don't choke her. Haven't you done enough to her as it is? Mrs. Carr. Mrs. Carr. Can you hear me? It's Dr. Bryson.
Why don't you tell her it's Kenneth?
Speak to me.
Tired.
It's all right. It's normal sleep.
Oh, wonderful. Everything's back to normal. We're right back where we started from. We lose Gideon's fee. We lose the hospital. We lose everything we have and become fugitives for the rest of our lives. Is that what you want, Kenneth? Is that what you consider normal?
It'll be all right.
Nothing has been all right since she came here and you fell in love with her.
It's true, we'll have to leave the clinic and the country. But we will collect Gideon's fee.
He won't pay it. Not until this problem is solved.
We will solve it. When we leave here, she goes with us.
We've got things you can be sure of, like a holiday parade, roosters crowing, children growing, and the taste of Minute Maid.
The great taste of 100% pure Minute Maid orange juice is never going to change, and that you can be sure of.
Make sure of the taste, make it Minute Maid.
And now there's new Minute Maid apple juice. It's 100% pure with the taste of fresh apples. Try new Minute Maid apple juice.
Clever idea, the film cartridge. Just drop it in and shoot. But this is just what comes out of the camera. And you have to shoot and develop the whole thing to see one picture. Isn't that clever? Not with Polaroid's time 01 step. It's the world's fastest developing color. You won't believe so much color so fast. And you don't shoot the whole pack to see one picture. That's why the One Step's America's most popular camera. So which would you rather pass around at a party?
Take some more.
See?
Time 0.
Tuesday night at 8, don't miss the Academy Award-winning performance of Art Carney in Harry and...
Saturday, June 6th, 10 to 10, at the June Fade Farm, Edge Hill Road, Huntington Valley. For information, call Turner 4-8925.